This was a cry for help, really. Nobody knows that you're gone, and nobody cares. And when you're not there in the morning, they'll think, oh, probably out at a bar again. I guess they didn't realize that this time you had a plan. You were going to make some money, and you were going to bring it back. And she would have no idea where you got it, and you weren't going to tell her. And you weren't going to spend it on her. You were going to spend it on yourself. Buy yourself a new pair of golf shoes. She would wonder, where the fuck did you get all that money? You wouldn't tell her, but you would know that you won it on the blackjack table. Your credit card's maxed out again. I wonder who did that. Could it be your wife? Third time this month. If you had any balls, you'd talk to her. But you don't. So you just pay it off and let it happen again. Now it's just you and these streets and no place to stay. And that feeling in your gut that you're going to be wandering around completely sober for the rest of the night. They won't miss you. They won't even know you're gone. In fact, I think your wife will be excited. She'll see that you're not there, and then she'll invite the neighbors over for a nice party. Didn't you sense some chemistry going on between her and that other guy that lives across the street in your house? I mean, you never know. You haven't slept with her in over 2 months. She's got to be getting it somewhere. No money, no friends, no credit. This is the Las Vegas Strip after all. How many movies were made down here? You weren't sleeping well, in trouble taking care of the kids. There were a few bills that you had just paid off that were stressing you out. Over the course of the week, you had a couple of run-ins with your supervisor saying you need to increase your productivity. It was time for a change. On top of that, you have your wife complaining about dirty dishes in the sink, which, to be perfectly honest, you could have picked those dishes up and put them in the dishwasher. And this is why you're here. You're trying to escape. Pretty obvious. Because the last time you came down here, you were 22, and you had the time of your life. It was amazing. You drank, you gambled, you were smoking cigarettes at the time. You smoked about 2 packs of those. When you woke up, you thought your lungs were going to collapse. It was a great time, memorable. It was a time you reflected on. It was a time that helped keep you wondering, when was the next trip to Las Vegas? Don't you remember when you were laying in bed with her and you asked her what she thought about going to Las Vegas? She said, it's not a good place for kids. To which you replied, can't she just stay at your mother's place? To which she replied, my mother doesn't like kids. My God, man, get a grip on yourself. What's the worst that can happen? She comes down, picks you up. Wait, that is the worst thing that can happen. That's the last face that you want to see. Her face. You don't even know her name anymore, do you? And she's your wife. It might as well be Jezebel, right? You think she's banging the plumber. You think she's banging the next door neighbor. You think she's banging the tennis teacher. Well, if you could afford a tennis teacher, yeah, you'd probably think she was banging her too. The truth is, when she finds you here in Las Vegas, this might give her the excuse for a divorce. Maybe she won't want a divorce. Maybe she'll just use this against you for the rest of your life. Maybe this is her excuse to keep spending on your credit card. Maybe it's time you severed it. All of these people walking around, enjoying themselves, avoiding you, thinking that you're a complete fucking psycho. They're just trying to have a good time. Just like you were trying to have a good time. And in that sense, they're not so bad. Maybe that's why you're still around your daughter. Maybe she'll be worse off in the end if you and her mother stay together. Maybe it's best that you guys separated. It's not very beneficial to think about those things now, though. I mean, you don't even know where you're gonna sleep tonight. Maybe they'll put up a missing persons report. Missing husband / father. Reward, $75. She didn't even notice you. She'd get home from work. You'd be watching baseball. She couldn't even say hi. Finally, you'd say hi to her. She wouldn't respond. The most you can hope for is that you find yourself in an elevator that's warm or warm warm enough that you can sleep in, and that now you are truly lost. And you have no other choice but to find